Mayhap you will think this a trifle, but one master I served was quite the carefree soul, shunning armor in all its forms.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations. If you are in need of aid, pray say the word.
Pray, do not impede me, sir. I'm on duty.
If you don't mind, sir.
It's been a hard day.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary in future. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurian's nest, and your task is done.
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it. Care, Master.
Mayhap you will think this a trifle, but ours is a party of women, by and large.
And? I've no objections.
Your aim could have been more precise, but I expect the Saurians will be discouraged nonetheless.
The matter is concluded. Who could ask for more?
Though I must say, your aim could use some work. All the same, that poison should keep the beasts at bay for the time being. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
'Tis done.
You've my gratitude for the work you've done.
Stomach's complaining. Can't say I've any tidings to share.
Might I interest you in my humble wares?
Hope to see you again.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries.
Yes? Do we have...
Well, you ought not strain yourself, not in your current state. Those burns could easily have killed you outright. I expect 'twill be some time before you fully recover.
A place to soothe the spirit.
Yes? Is there something I can do for you?
I would gladly be of aid, Arisen. Look! Master, a treasure chest! We shall have to find a way to reach it.
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. Tis about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
This might contain useful information.
It couldn't hurt to take a peek. What could yon chest be hiding? I must know.
Let us hope your curiosity will be rewarded.
Lost track of time. This place is too comfortable.
Lots to do.
Have I find myself...
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps it's time I went looking for him. That puts my ears on it.
Oh, I can't complain, really.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I'm by your side.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us be on our way.
By your leave, Arisen.
Not of a mind to fight today, Arisen. Over so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of it.
Look, Master! Goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
These fiends are only truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne. Yet, not all claims are true. Our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with lightly. There's still the only one. Regardless, do well not to invite mistrust.
No! The monster left something for us! Do none of us have some means of casting a light?
We shall have to find a lantern.
Might we remove this hindrance somehow?
Ranged attacks are my speciality, Master. Shall I assist?
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen, by all appearances.
An Arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one Arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I would make my report to the capital. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate.
I could look upon this sky for all eternity, if 'twasn't for the crick in my neck.
Keep gazing upward, and you're like to stumble ere long.
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
I'm still waiting on that report.
And here I was hoping for some great treasure. Now I feel a fool.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Townspeople.
How fare the new recruits? anyone gives me trouble, they'll taste the steam.
A good sleep does wonders.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find. Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste. You are mighty indeed, Arisen.
When tarred, be sure to avoid open flame.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
'Tis a glad thing we rested when we did.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste. A flesh wound. I can handle that. Just a moment.
I only hope I did not disappoint. I knew that I could count upon your strength, Arisen.
Take this. 'Tis something I found. I wanted you to have it.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Up. What must needs be done?
Over so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
My magics are at your disposal.
I've just had a thought. Curious thing. One of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Naught more can be done.
Battle is best avoided here. Tis a river. Remarkable treasure we've found.
Perhaps fortune has deigned to aid us at last.
Well done.
Need healing. I'm happy to oblige. Hold on. Stay right there.
How dare
court death. That much is clear.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
That ladder looks promising, but we'll have to drop it down from above. Do not despair! I'm coming to your aid! Thank goodness someone has a hand to lend! I'll gather these now. 'Twould be a shame.
The distance is too great.
You're staring, Arisen. Has aught yonder caught your eye?
I'd wager there's ought to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed. Goblins approach!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Well fought, Arisen. Keep on like that and we'll be done here soon enough. Tis no more on.
It is rather high. It might be beyond our reach.
Furthermore, ours is a party of women, by and large.
And? I've no objections. ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Might you consider lightening your pack, Master?
Let's see. What can we do without?
What's this? We're trapped.
A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
A Cyclops? The power of such a torrent is not to be underestimated. We could find a way to use it.
Let us make use of it during battle. I've no doubt we'll catch up those unawares.
Their rage to our advantage.
It is easily done.
Tis a foe worthy of caution. Naught save our best will do.
'Tis easily done.
That sound? Fall back!
Foremost, we'll want to lock it off balance, which will prove a much easier target for Master. Watch out! Focus your strength, Carissa. Our foe has been knocked off balance. Grab hold and drag it to the ground. I shall lead the charge.
It's time we made the pact to inform the people of Vernon.
You have my gratitude, sir. 'Twould seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another Force Arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier. Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision.
I've a knack for gathering items, and am ever on the hunt for new finds. I'll...
Such treasures are seldom found.
Master, do take care not to throw it away by mistake.
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
I wouldn't mind a chance to doze off as the hills roll by.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir.
Now you.
We've got goblins! Shame I've no advantage against this foe. Are we all in the same boat? Yes, Master? You require assistance?
Not trained for this.
We'll pull
I'll
through
not
yet.
stand for this.
Have a gander at my wares. You shan't regret it. Need anything? Mayhap I can help, sir. Pleasure doing business with you.
Well, it takes two to make a sale. And this seller had nothing to tempt us with. Our funds are better spent elsewhere.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
We're setting out.
I was informed of your coming, would-be Arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first, it would seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one Arisen. That Arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the Sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became Arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermont's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the Sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
I'm sure I can handle this. Quite sure.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consarn it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time to spare.
Aha! There you are!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait. Till next we meet. Farewell.
There's got to be something fun to do.
I've trained for this.
I could use a little
polish
fun
up
to
my
brighten
gear
my
for
day.
tomorrow.
Tranquil places such as this.
Haste makes waste, as they say.
I'm in fine fettle today.
Ought to send my note.
Coins no good if you work yourself to death.
What are you up to? Welcome to the Star Drop-In. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the finest brews in all of Vernworth. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
Slips my mind.
Aye.
Town's got its own hardships, would seem.
Bleeding
Oh,
amateurs.
no, sir.
No respect
Fancy
for
a
that.
gander? Fine ware.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought to call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here.
Acting up today.
The rules at your take opportunities as they come, I say. The rules
Tell is, Vermund was once a Beastren kingdom.
Fascinating.
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. 'Twould be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldar amend the code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, He now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that Your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for Your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release?